Rise and shine, gamers, it's your boy Rise, and today we're looking at two different unique mouse pads that I think everybody should try if you like hard pads, if you like unique pads, if you like to try something different. First, we're going to start off by talking about the NPETtech Resin Hard Pad. This guy right here. And then, after that, we are going to take a look at the SV Control from FreeFall. So let's dive into the review. Let's talk about what I like, what I don't like, and we'll see you in there. To start, we got the Speed M Resin Hard Pad from NPETtech, and this pad alone is 360 by 300. It's their medium size. They have a larger size that comes in at 450 by 400, and the prices of them both are actually very cheap, in my opinion. So medium size of the red comes in at $38.99. The large size of both the red and black come in at $45, and the medium black comes in at $35.99. Now, for that price, you are actually getting a pretty damn good performance out of this. Now, I say that subjectively just because I do like the speed, right? But I also don't like how quick it is, just because it feels a little too slippery. I find myself over-aiming a little too much here and there, and that's why we're going to talk about this pad versus glass pads in a minute. The surface on your skates. It's going to matter what skate you use. If you're using stock skates that are shitty, like the Ajaz, it's going to feel heavily textured, scratchy. It's not going to be enjoyable. If you got core pads and you break them in a little bit, it's going to feel a little smoother. You're not going to have that heavily textured skate feel, and it's going to be a lot more enjoyable than some shitty stock skates. The Orochi and my Bolt both have Tiger Ice, and they still feel pretty smooth except for the Bolt, because these are super thin skates, and you can definitely tell that there's a texture and it's scratchy. So depending on the skates that you use on this pad, you're either going to like it, you're going to like the feel, or you're going to hate it. That's just, that's how it goes. Now, the surface feel on the skin. I recommend an arm sleeve of this pad. Why? Because you are going to have that slightly sticky feeling on that skin to where you are adding a little too much friction on your arm when you're going to be tracking, when you're going to be moving around. Now, in my opinion, I don't find friction on your arm to be good when it comes to getting the best performance that you can possibly get in tracking scenarios, such as in Overwatch and Apex, anything that requires you to track fast, all that. Now, if you have an arm sleeve, I bet that this pad is going to feel a lot smoother and less sticky, and you're going to have a greater time on this pad. Now, when it comes to this or glass, I think I'm still going to use glass, because on the Super Glide, my arm doesn't stick as much. And since I'm a hybrid type gamer when it comes to wrist and arm movements, I like the glass a lot better, because I don't need an arm sleeve. I'm not a huge fan of arm sleeves. I never have been. That's why I really didn't like the SkyPad 2.0, the Serapad Kin when it first released. Didn't like those ones. And when it comes to the base of this pad, they call it a soft pour-on, which I'm not too sure if it is a true pour-on, you know what I mean? But you're going to have a film on the back of this. So when you peel it off, it's going to stick on your desk, and it's not going to move. Now, do I recommend this pad? I do. If you want to try something unique, if you like hard pads, if you like glass, if you want to, I would try this pad out. For 36 bucks, you can get the medium, throw it on your desk, and try it. I mean, that's all that you really can do when it comes to pads. Just try it, right? Now, if you have the money to, go for it. You're not missing out on anything, though. It is unique, but in my opinion, glass is still superior. Now, the second pad in this roundup is definitely one of my favorite pads to have come out. Now, this is from a company called FreeFall. Now, a lot of people don't know the pad. They've actually recently just kind of pretty much exploded, right? So they call this the SV Control Plus. And And the size of this pad is going to be 450 by 450, and it is 3 millimeters thick. The stitching could be a lot better, right? But it's not, you're not going to feel it because it's so small. It's such a small stitching, but you are going to have a little bit of fraying. So don't try to pull it off because it's going to ruin it even more. The logo isn't raised, so you're not going to feel it on your skates. And the surface is textured. Now, compared to the resin pad I just showed, this is more textured than the resin pad. But it isn't something that is going to ruin the pad for me. I don't like too slightly textured pads. I don't really like that feeling. But it's such a great performing pad at the price right now. If you get it on Lethal, it is $34.99, which is incredible for what you're getting. The size is fantastic. The color, I mean, you don't see this kind of color in a pad, which is phenomenal. And the base, I think it's probably one of the best base mouse pads in the game right now. For their first pad, this is phenomenal, right? The base, it is a hard pad qualities in a fabric pad. So it's a blend of silicone and Vinex. And polished silica. So what it's doing, it creates a static electric bond to the desk to ensure the mouse pad positioning. So it's not going to move on your desk. It's not going to move at all. And it is a hard base. So you don't get any give in the mouse pad, which is amazing. I wish more companies use this base because as a dude who uses his mouse where he puts a little too much pressure on it at times, it doesn't affect the speed of the glide at all. So if you use like a soft or extra soft like Raiden or Artisan, you get that squish. For me, that squish gives it an inconsistent feeling between tracking, which I don't like that. But I love this one because you have no give. It sticks to the, it's not a sticky base. Like, it doesn't have a sticky feature, but it's such a good base to where if you need to move it, you can, but when you're on it, it doesn't move, which is good. And that's the kind of base that I want more companies to start using. Now, when it comes to the feel, when it comes to speed, they tell you that this speed is a extreme control pad. This is not a extreme control pad. It's not. This is more balanced on the little side of speedier pads, in my opinion. I have core pads on these. Core pads have the reputation of being a lot slower on like cloth surfaces, which, I mean, in my opinion, it's not. I got Tiger Ice, Orochi. This feels fast. The initial movement, you're not getting a tug. You're not getting a tug on the bottom of the skates when you need to start going. So flicks are phenomenal. Tracking is even better. On a thinner skate, like the Bolt, you're still getting such a good, like on any kind of skates, like even the shitty A-Jazz skates, right? It feels good. Now these skates feel a little more scratchier because they're really bad skates. You can still use the mouse on this pad. Now I'm not saying that this mouse is bad. Also, by the way, guys, this is an amazing shape for small hands. And I got this for $60 on Amazon. Crazy. $33.95. Try it and go pick it up. I like this mouse. Just make sure you turn off enhanced pointer precision because that is on by default in the software. There you go. Little mouse review. But overall, like, I recommend the hard resin pad for pad enthusiasts. This SV Base Control Plus from FreeFall, I recommend this one too. I recommend you try them both because they're such a unique pads in the market where, like, I guarantee you're going to like this pad just because of the performance that it gives you. I haven't heard a single bad review on this pad. I haven't had anybody say that this pad is absolute trash. No, I haven't heard that. And I highly suggest that you just pick it up and you try it and you go from there. So there you go. You got two pads, two unique pads that I think everybody needs to try. So later on, we're going to have the Soku pad review. Once I get that, the Quate Plus V2 is coming. So we got many reviews coming down in the future. But there you go, chat. There you go, viewers. YouTube, love you guys. I'm out of here. Rise up. God bless. Love ya. See you in the next one.